Why smart people fall for manipulators. Why do the smartest minds fall for the cruelest lies? Why do leaders, scholars, visionaries, people who see patterns others miss, still collapse under the spell of a manipulator? It's not stupidity. It's not weakness. It's psychology. And in this journey, we will walk the path step by step. First, into the blind spots of the mind. Then, into the manipulator's hidden playbook. And finally, into the defenses that make you untouchable. This is not just information. This is survival. Because the greatest prison isn't made of walls. It's made of illusions. And once you see them, you can never be trapped again. Smart people believe intelligence protects them, that their sharp minds can cut through lies, that they are the last people who could ever be fooled. But what if that very confidence is the trap? Here's the uncomfortable truth. Manipulators don't prey on ignorance. They prey on brilliance, on pride, on ego, on the need to be right. And the smarter you are, the bigger your blind spots. In this video, we'll uncover why intelligence can make you more vulnerable to deception, not less. We'll dive into the psychology of the smart mind, the hidden biases that open the door to manipulators, and real-world cases of brilliant leaders, scientists, and visionaries who fell into the simplest traps. Stay with me, because as you listen, a terrifying question will creep into your mind. If geniuses can be fooled so easily, what chance do I have? The intelligent brain is a powerful machine. It craves patterns, meaning, and coherence. And here lies the paradox. What makes you brilliant also makes you predictable. Manipulators understand this. They don't argue with your intelligence. They feed it. They drop hints that feel mysterious. They wrap their words in complexity, knowing you won't resist trying to solve the puzzle. And once you take the bait, you're already trapped. Think about it. Have you ever kept talking to someone because you wanted to figure them out? That curiosity is the hook, and manipulators weaponize it. They don't have to be smarter than you. They only have to make you believe you're winning the game. But here's the twist. They're not even playing your game. While you're busy analyzing their moves, they've already flipped the board. Fear creeps in here. Because if the smartest player can't see the trick, what about the rest of us? Let's go deeper. Smart people aren't fooled because they're dumb. They're fooled because their intelligence creates hidden blind spots, biases. Bias or one, confirmation bias. The smarter you are, the better you are at rationalizing your beliefs. If a manipulator echoes your worldview, you won't challenge them. You'll welcome them as a kindred spirit. Bias number 2, the halo effect. When someone shines in one area, we assume they shine in all areas. That charismatic speaker must also be wise. That innovative leader must also be ethical. But intelligence is not morality. Charm is not truth. Bias number 3, the optimism bias. This one is deadly. Smart people believe they can't be tricked. That arrogance becomes the very weakness manipulators exploit. Do you see the contrast? The qualities that make you proud of your intelligence are the same ones that make you easy prey. Here's where identity comes in. If you see yourself as too smart to be fooled, you're already in danger. The manipulator has you exactly where they want you. But awareness creates empowerment. By naming these biases, we take back some control. By shining light on the shadows, the trap becomes visible. The smartest defense isn't thinking harder. It's knowing where you're blind. Let's look at the battlefield. The scientist. He was a world-class physicist, known for solving impossible equations. But when a manipulator approached him with a revolutionary energy device, he was intrigued. The jargon was complex, the idea daring. He invested millions. It was a scam. Why did he fall? Because his pride told him, if I understand this and others don't, it must be real. His own brilliance blinded him. The CEO, at the top of his industry, he trusted his closest advisor, the man who always flattered him, always reassured him of his genius. That trust became a cage. The advisor drained millions before vanishing. The visionary, a political leader admired worldwide, fell under the spell of a charismatic strategist. The strategist whispered promises, offered secrets, painted visions of destiny. Entire policies shifted under his influence. Until the truth came out, the strategist had been steering him for personal gain all along. Do you see the pattern? It's not the weak who fall first. It's the strong, not the uneducated, but the brilliant. Because manipulators don't hunt for easy prey. They hunt for valuable prey. And here's where the fear becomes real. If geniuses, leaders, and visionaries can be controlled, what makes you think you're immune? We've seen how intelligence creates vulnerability, how pride, bias, and brilliance itself can be turned against you. But this is just the beginning. Now we enter the heart of the battlefield. We'll dissect the manipulator's playbook step by step. How they infiltrate relationships, how they climb to the top of corporations, how they manipulate entire nations, and why you may already have one in your life, pulling your strings right now. The question is, will you see them before it's too late? You've seen how intelligence creates blind spots, but now we step into darker territory, because manipulators don't act randomly. They follow patterns. They follow a playbook. Every con, every deception, every betrayal is built on the same skeleton. Once you see the structure, you'll never unsee it. And when you recognize the moves, you'll realize something chilling. Someone in your life may already be playing this game on you. Every manipulator begins with a hook. But the hook is never about them. It's about you. They scan for your needs, your insecurities, your hunger for approval, your secret desire for recognition, and then they offer it. If you crave validation, they shower you with praise. If you seek belonging, they make you feel chosen. If you hunger for knowledge, they whisper secrets. The hook is irresistible because it feels like fate. But it's not fate. It's design. Think about it. Have you ever met someone who seemed to just get you? Who said the exact words you longed to hear? That wasn't coincidence. That was strategy. The manipulator doesn't reveal their power. They reveal your weakness. And in doing so, they place the first chain around your mind. Once the hook is set, they move to the bond. Here's the paradox. Smart people don't trust easily. So manipulators build trust deliberately. They mirror your language. They echo your values. They make small sacrifices just enough to convince you they care. And here's the most dangerous part. They don't rush you. They let you decide to trust them. Because when trust feels like your choice, you defend it. You protect them from suspicion. You tell yourself, I can't be fooled. I chose this. That's the genius of the manipulator. They let your pride build their prison. History gives us chilling examples. Spies who infiltrated governments by patiently befriending officials. Cult leaders who won loyalty by first appearing humble. Even con artists who spent years proving themselves before striking. The bond feels like friendship. But it's the tightening of a noose. Once trust is secured, the manipulator introduces leverage. Leverage is pressure, and it comes in three forms: guilt, fear, and dependency. Guilt. They remind you of what they've done for you. They reframe kindness as debt. Fear. They hint at what you might lose if you cross them: respect, reputation, opportunity. Dependency. They make themselves the gatekeeper to what you need: information, connections, affection. Leverage makes leaving unthinkable. It rewires your choices until escape feels like betrayal. And here's the terrifying truth. By the time leverage appears, the trap has already closed. Case in point, consider the executive blackmailed with his own secrets. The student convinced she owed her loyalty to a manipulative mentor. The friend who stayed silent because leaving meant losing the only person who made them feel seen. Fear keeps you trapped, but identity deepens the chains. Because the manipulator whispers, "You're loyal, you're strong, you're smart, you wouldn't abandon me." And suddenly, you're not protecting them. You're protecting the image you have of yourself. At the height of their power, manipulators rewrite reality. This is where gaslighting enters. They distort facts. They question your memory. They make you doubt your own judgment. Every time you resist, they overwhelm you with charm, anger, or logic until resistance feels pointless. They don't need you to believe their version completely. They only need you to doubt your own. And once you doubt your own perception, they own you. This is why the smartest people often become the most entangled. Because intelligence makes you overanalyze. And the more you overanalyze, the more their lies start to feel possible. Contrast is everything here. What begins as certainty ends in confusion. What begins as self-confidence ends in dependence. And the manipulator? They stand calm while you drown in your own doubt. Every manipulation has an end. But endings are never gentle. Sometimes the manipulator discards you the moment you're drained. Other times, you collapse under the weight of the deception. But here's the cruelest truth. Even after they're gone, their voice lingers in your mind. You second-guess yourself. You replay the moments. You wonder, how could I have been so blind? And that question becomes the final prison. But remember this. Awareness is the key. The only true defense is not perfection, it's recognition. The moment you see the playbook, the illusion shatters. And you are no longer prey. You are a player. And players cannot be fooled. We've walked through the manipulator's playbook, from the hook to the bond, to leverage, control, and collapse. Now we turn the blade around. You'll discover how to detect manipulators in real time. The signals, the red flags, the tells that betray even the smoothest deceivers. And most importantly, how to build an armor so strong no manipulator can ever pierce it. We've walked through the maze of deception. We've seen how the manipulator sets the trap, tightens the bond, and bends reality itself. But now the light shifts. Because once you understand the game, you are no longer prey. You are no longer trapped. You can see what others cannot. This act is about defense, about awareness, detection, and resistance. And once you master this, manipulation doesn't just lose its grip, it becomes powerless. The manipulator's greatest weapon is your blindness. Your greatest weapon is sight. Every manipulator leaks signals. They cannot help it. No matter how smooth they appear, the mask always cracks. Here are the red flags most people miss. Excessive mirroring. If someone seems too perfect, too aligned, too tailored, they're likely performing. Love bombing or instant loyalty. Trust takes time. If someone pushes for deep connection too quickly, beware. A subtle guilt tripping. Notice how you feel after talking to them, empowered or indebted. Shifting realities. If you find yourself questioning your memory, your instincts, or your logic, ask why. Control through secrecy. They create special bonds through withheld information, making you dependent on their version of the truth. Contrast is key here. Real trust empowers. Fake trust entangles. Ask yourself, am I stronger because of this relationship or smaller? A woman once told me how she ignored the small chills in her stomach when her mentor kept flattering her in public but belittling her in private. She brushed it off until years later she realized she had been reshaped into someone she barely recognized. The signals were there all along. She just didn't know how to read them. Now you will. Defense doesn't start with spotting others. It starts with strengthening yourself. Because manipulators don't create weaknesses. They exploit them. If you crave constant approval, you're a target. If you fear rejection, you're a target. If you define your worth through others, you're already playing their game. So the first shield is self-awareness. Ask yourself hard questions. Where am I most insecure? What compliments weaken my guard? What threats silence me? These are the levers a manipulator will use. And here's the paradox. The more you admit your vulnerabilities, the less control anyone else has over them. True strength isn't pretending to be unbreakable. It's knowing where you can break and choosing who gets access. Imagine yourself as a fortress. The manipulator thrives on unlocked doors. But when every door is guarded, when you know every hidden passage, no one can enter without your permission. That is psychological freedom. Defense isn't only about awareness. It's about countermoves. Here are the strategies to dismantle manipulation in real time. 1. Name the tactic. When someone tries to guilt you, say it out loud. That sounds like guilt tripping. Naming the move disarms it instantly. 2. Use silence. Manipulators thrive on reaction. A pause, a calm stare, a refusal to rush. It breaks their rhythm. 3. Set micro boundaries. Don't start with grand confrontations. Start with small refusals. No, I don't have time. No, that doesn't work for me. If they push harder, you've confirmed the manipulation. 4. Reverse the frame. If someone says, without me, you'd be nothing, respond, if that's true, then why do you need me? Suddenly, the power flips. 5. Exit with dignity. Sometimes the strongest countermove isn't fighting, it's walking away. Leaving without drama denies them the satisfaction of control. Remember this: the manipulator wants a reaction. If you stay calm, if you stay centered, if you respond instead of reacting, they lose. Here's the ultimate truth: manipulation only works when you forget who you are. The manipulator convinces you that you are weak, confused, dependent. But that is the illusion. The reality is this: you are capable of seeing the game. You are capable of defending your mind. And you are capable of walking away without apology. Fear loses its grip the moment awareness takes its place. Curiosity becomes your weapon, asking, what are they really trying to do? Identity becomes your shield, declaring, I'm not defined by their approval. Empowerment becomes your sword, cutting through their lies. And relatability reminds you, you are not alone. Every great mind in history has faced deception, but the ones who rose above were the ones who learned to see. So ask yourself this: will you live blind, repeating the cycle, or will you live awake, untouchable, unmanipulable? The choice is yours. And once you choose awareness, you never go back. If this video opened your eyes, share it. Because someone you know right now is in the grip of a manipulator and they don't even realize it. Comment with the tactic that shocked you most, because others scrolling through may need your words to wake them up. And subscribe, because you can't afford to miss what comes next. The predators don't rest. The lies don't stop. And the only defense is awareness. You've stepped into the hidden war of influence. Stay sharp. Stay awake. And remember, once you see the game, you can never be played the same again. Next time, we'll reveal the science of mass manipulation. How cults, politicians, and influencers hypnotize millions. How entire societies are bent to one person's will. And how to break free when the world itself feels like it's under a spell.